You are a Sangoma.
Yes, I am.
You are a Sangoma.
Yes, I am.
Good. Today we are talking about Abangoma, Abamhlope, White Sangomas, and Ukuthwasa Kwabo.
Have you consulted?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Why should I consult?
Okay. So what sparks your interest?
On what now?
Ubongo.
Sure. You are not serious now. Okay,
I need a sip
tell
of
me more.
champagne for
I
that.
also need a sip. It's becoming interesting now. Talk to me, Mkulu.
But because of your financial life, you see it's an opportunity for you. You're doing that to you. You think your life's going to be, you're going to gain something. You won't. You're gaining for that moment, but in the end, you're going to lose more.
So that's why I was asking you guys a question when we started. Oguti, are we? I'm just putting on the table. Oguti, are we supposed to initiate white people, and why?
When you see Sangomas out there from any other race, know that they also didn't make a choice one day, woke up and said, I want to be a Sangoma, you know. It's not easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another interesting episode of Munchies and Thoughts. Your host, Chef Patanani Mbata. Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Munchies and Thoughts. My name is Patanani, I am your chef, and of course, darlings, let me tell you, today, Mpesa Bamhlope, Lwabelungu, Sanbonan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Do you understand Zulu?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand Zulu?
Yeah, I'm originally from KZN.
Originally from KZN.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, any language that you are comfortable?
English.
Good. Now English.
English, Zulu, it's fine. You can go ahead. Bring it on.
Okay. Hello, darlings.
Hi.
How are you?
Fabulous. Never could
Good,
be
and you?
better.
I'm good. You guys are looking beautiful,
Thank
handsome.
you. You too.
Oh, thank you so much. It's going to be beautiful. Anyway, let me not take a shine away from you. What I want, please introduce yourself. Who are you? Where you from? And what's special about you? If you want to leave your numbers, please do, because you'll never know after this episode. Some people might want to contact you. I'll start with you.
Okay, everyone knows me as Nicole, but igama lami sedlozi uNhlanhla, and I'm from Benoni, the East Rand. And what is interesting about me is that I'm a very bubbly person. I get along with a lot of people. And I just think that you should actually all get together and everyone should just stop being haters and just have love and just share the good spirit of a good vibe.
Okay. Over to
Sure.
you.
To the camera?
Don't mind the camera. Just look at me
Okay,
or
cool.
whatever, yeah.
I'm Kulu Amir. I'm from Parkhurst in Johannesburg. And what's special about me is I'm human. I'm enjoying the human experience.
Okay. Do you have a loose name?
My Dlozi name is Mkulu Amir. I try not to separate myself from my Dlozi. We are one.
Your name is Amir.
No, my name is Faik.
Then,
My given name.
okay. And then the Amir, where is it coming from?
So I am half Arab. My mom is Arab.
Okay.
So Amir al-Alawi, my tribe name is al-Alawi. So Amir al-Alawi is from the Arab descent or from the tribe of my mom.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how come I received the gift.
Okay. You Antlantla. Your those name.
Yes, Nhlanhla.
Tell me.
But basically, I'm also Arabic.
Okay.
So I'm Lebanese.
Okay.
And I think that's more where I got my calling from. It's from my dad's side.
From your dad's side. Just a question. Your mother and your dad,
Are both Arabic.
they married.
Yeah, but my dad's passed on.
Your dad passed on. Okay. Okay, Babulamba Makaya, basichazile ukuthi bangobani babuyaphi. We are going to have so much fun. And as I always say, Munchies and Thoughts, it's all about education. Stop, you ready to be educated. You are a Sangoma.
Yes, I am.
You are a Sangoma.
Yes, I am.
Good. Today we are talking about Abangoma, Abamhlope, White Sangomas, and Ukuthwasa Kwabelungu. So before we start, I just want an overview on this topic. Yabangoma, Abamhlope, Abathwasayo, Abathwasiswa.
Okay. You want to go first?
You can go.
So, look, I speak for myself, right? And quite honestly, I don't stand in judgment of anybody else. We are all on our own journeys, and we all have our own perceptions and learnings that we need to follow. So, you probably find through the whole duration of your questioning, I can only speak for my own journey and what it means for me. Yeah. So I received the gift when I was very young. I was about 8 or 9 years old. I got seriously ill and nobody knew what was wrong with me. They diagnosed me with meningitis. But luckily for me, I come from a spiritual family, from my mom's side in particular. And my grandmother picked it up with my mom's elder sister, that it's something spiritual. And coming from an Arab family, at the same time being conservative Muslim family, it was a bit looking at any other forms of spirituality or ways in which this gift can be, brought to bed. They obviously looked in the I could say the boundaries or with reference to Islam. So as the years went on, I was led to my first teacher in Malaysia. So I practiced Budi Suci Sejati, which means body, soul, and mind. And I studied that for a number of years. And then I was led to a spiritual teacher through somebody that I was working with. And that spiritual teacher was a man by the name of Baruch Banai, an Israeli, who had structured these courses for people in the workplace, but it was very spiritual, and that kind of kick-started a different way of thinking for me. And then from there, I delved into South American shamanism.
Okay, I did an episode about that. Interesting. Just proceed.
Yeah, and then I was also at the time doing that with a teacher, Mama Ursula, who incorporated different forms of shamanism into the teaching. And so I did South American, I did Kemetic shamanism, which is from ancient Egypt. And I also did some African shamanism incorporated in it. And then from there, I was led to Peshwen.
So, you are a Sangoma and you are in a shamanism.
I don't think you can separate the two.
Okay, please.
So
Before you go, Umkulu, right?
yes,
Why I'm asking this question? Because I'm myself, I'm confused because when I look at the shamanism and look at Obongoma, I see two things that are not the same. But I am open for you to educate me and the munchies that are watching.
so when somebody asks what is a shaman, quite honestly, a shaman is just a conduit between the physical world and the spiritual world. And a sangoma is the same. Yeah. I think the only difference for me, personally, having experienced or gone through both, is that with shamanism and like, again, I'm going to say my experience of shamanism, one of the main teachings of it is that you got to know yourself. You got to deal with your own darkness, right? And in knowing yourself and dealing with your own darkness, it gives you a better understanding of the messages. It gives you a better understanding of also healing and dealing with people, you know? So for me, whenever somebody's sitting in front of me in my ndumba, it's not about me or the Lozi healing them. It's because I got to live in the real world. I got to experience my human experience, right? So it's about what attracted that person and what in that healing is the message for me to also heal within myself.
Okay, thank you for now. Same question.
Okay, so I also come from a very staunch family, very staunch Roman Catholic family. It was very hard to find out, okay, now I have a spiritually gifted calling to be a sangoma, because where I would see things like deja vu, where you would sleep and you wake up and you don't know if it's a dream or reality, because I just saw it like a vision. And the next morning, exactly what I saw would actually happen. And I was very young at that stage. I think I was 12 or 11. I'm not sure. I was very young. And I was like crying. I used to go to my family and I would explain them. And they'd be like, no, you just need prayers or you need to get delivered by a pastor. It's an evil spirit attacking you. And I was like, okay, so let's see. But it would continue. And then when my father passed away, at the cemetery, at the graveyard, the minute the coffin went down, it's when I collapsed. I actually fainted. So the last thing I can remember is being at my dad's grave. And then I woke up at home and I was telling my mom, how did I get home? Because we never finished the funeral, what happened? And they said, you collapsed. And that's when my dad's spirit entered me, Ukuthwasa. And I decided, you know what, okay, I can see this is my dad in me, because when I look in the mirror, I see my dad. And I'm a very young child still. And then I was explaining to my mom, I think, you know what, I'm not sure what's going on. And then one morning I just woke up and they said, I don't know how I got there.
Tell me, sorry, how old were you?
I think I was 11 or 12.
Okay, proceed.
I'm not sure how I got there, but and then my mom could not accept it. She was like, no. So she came actually, I gave her number to the lady where I was at, and they called her, and when she came there, so she's like, get in the car, this is not going to happen. As I got in the car, my mom's car wouldn't start. So my Govela actually said, I think this, you have to, it's a calling. And she explained my mom. And then the minute I got off the car, my mom's car started. So they got to accept me in time.
At the age of 11?
Yeah, it took time for them to accept my calling. And in my culture, I was very scared to actually go on social media and to post my things, because of I come from a staunch family. But people would see it as we are bad. They don't see it as a nice thing, some people. And there's nothing wrong being a traditional healer sangoma, because we do pray to God. Because without God, I cannot connect to Islam. So I go through God before I connect to Islam. So that's the difference where I work in Dumenyami. If I will even tell my patients or my clients, La in Dumenyami, I pray to God first before Ishoz. So that's how I work in Dumenyami.
Do you want to add something before I proceed?
No, I think whatever works for Nicole, like I said, you know, the concept of God can be different for different people, Like for me, for example, the concept of God, I mean, I don't even like to use the word God. It's the unnameable one, the life force, energy that flows through us all, flows through the universe. We are all one.
Actually, I wanted to ask the question, it's just a general question. God and ancestors, God and Obungoma.
Okay.
Are we not confused when we are mixing these two?
No, I think, and the way I believe, you give Caesar what belongs to Caesar and you give God what belongs to God.
Okay, I'm cool.
Yeah, so I can't. I personally don't separate it, Amadlozi and God, because I believe that, you know, if you look at it in terms of energy, the energy of the divine flows through us all, and lives within us.
Okay,
And
interesting.
with that said, what do we know about energy? Is that energy never depletes. It's forever. We're in a physical body, and the day we leave this body, the energy still resonates, it still survives within the universe. And so if you say God, Amashlozi, if it's an energy, and it's also an understanding that, and like I say again, my understanding is that I've always pondered, like, what is the duty, what is the actual understanding of Itlozi? What is it? You know, what do they want from me? If you asked me 10 years ago, would I be, if I was ever going to sit in a Ndumba and be a Sangoma, I'd probably never ever dreamt of it, right? But I find myself there today.
Mkhulu, Rokoko.
Cool.
Mkhulu, tell me, so you find yourself in that Kobela's home at the age of 11.
Yeah.
Yo, the Kobela, was he black? She
A
black
lady.
or white?
A black lady. Umuntu mnyama.
Okay, here's my question now for both of you. So you were initiated in Malaysia, South America, and then in the country as well.
Yes.
Your initiator was?
A Gobela in Kwatema, black lady.
I'm finding it difficult, but can we really initiate white people into Ubungoma? Or these black Gobelas are greedy?
Okay.
Honestly, are they greedy? Where they find themselves initiating white people? It's a question. So I just need your thoughts. Because I'm listening to you. You were initiated by a black Gobela. You too as well, Kelly. So I don't know. Maybe out there are white people that were initiated by white Gobelas. And a follow-up question. Don't you guys have Usiko Lwabelungu? Because I don't know if these black Gobelas, when they're initiating you, are they initiating you based on the Nguni or what's going on?
Okay.
You want to go?
Do you guys understand?
Yes, I do understand.
Lovely.
So I can answer that for you. I think everyone for their own. I think it laws, it gets okay for me to be in that house for a reason. So basically, ikobela maybe that's what's numdao. Then they learn to know more about your connection with your ancestors, the way you communicate, you talk with your ancestors, the way you connect to itlos lako. That's when your kobela actually. That's why I believe in Masangomen, Ngomen Valley, there's a lot of crime. As you were saying, they'll take us because Lwabelungu as, okay, this is an opportunity. And everyone there's different people. Everyone is different. You do get in Mgomen, there's bad, you do get the good. You understand? Lucky for me, I chose the good part. So, my Kobelo was very understanding with my calling and Namatloswa.
Okay, wait. Now you are saying lucky for you.
Okay.
I'm asking about the Gobelas, the black Gobelas. Are we supposed to initiate Lwabelungu?
Yeah, I think they should because
Okay.
we won.
Okay.
Not because of race or when umlungu and umuntunyama. After all, we come from one God. It's only different because of culture. Doesn't matter because of simlungu or muntunyama. It doesn't matter, okay, now she must look at me different because ngimlungu. Meleng itwasa differently. No. The way I believe all sangomas and spiritually people are gifted, it comes from the same roots.
Okay.
The way it flows, they're going to talk to you, and the way they're going to talk to me, maybe it's just going to be in different culture or different language. But after all, siyafana.
Okay, Kehla. It's fine, Yabuy. I'm coming back. I need them cool.
So the thing is, that question is quite loaded, right? And I think you need to just give me a little bit of an opportunity to answer you. So I go back to what I said in terms of energy and what is this energy. So when you are in energy, the first thing that you need to totally lose, if you look at it in terms of energy, is they don't think like we think. They don't see that you black, blue, colored,
100%.
green, Arab, right? They're looking at it in terms of energy. And I think we have to understand that the number one role of the Lozi is so that you can be guided to lift your energy and in turn lift the energy of those before you and moving forward. Right? It's your lineage. It's the energy of your lineage. And that's where, for me, the gift lies. The gift is in that you were chosen because they saw the potential within your energy to lift that energy. Right? So, whether you any color, I then say, I take it another step. It's geographical positioning as well, right? So if I, at the time that my vibration needed to be lifted, and my vibration was vibrating at the energy of the Lozi, had I been in South America, I would have initiated that way. Had I been anywhere else, I would have initiated in that way, right? The important thing is initiation and the school of initiation. Now let's look at the school. The school of initiation is dependent on the teacher, what you're teaching. But the initiation in all shamanic practices is initiation.
Okay. Do you want to say something?
I agree with you. I actually do. To the way I was taught in Bandinyam, it's that not to look at anyone differently or to look at the color. I believe we should stand together and stop using, okay, umlungu uthwasa kanjani, uthatha idlozi. What do they mean? Because ngimlungu ngithatha idlozi. So I don't have family members what passed on, what never finished the things on earth, what they're supposed to be still continue doing. That's why the spirit comes into you, someone to continue their things on earth. That's why then you can't question. It's a question, it's very difficult even to answer because we're all different in our own ways. The way I communicate with my ancestors is different the way he will. The way I connect in my spiritually level, my spiritual world, it's different to, it's why no one is as fun.
Indeed, Kehla, as fun. But remember, siyafundisa and sifuna information and a question like this, they need to come and put on the table and we discuss them.
Definitely.
And we get answers.
Definitely, 100%, I agree with you.
Okay, cool.
So one more thing, sorry.
Yes, okay.
So let's go to because your question was twofold, right? The second part of your question was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like what is our thoughts on that? The first thing that we need to understand is that everything and every aspect of the human experience has that, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? It's not because a gobela does bad things that now we need to put the entire practice
On that.
in the box, right? Everything has every aspect of life that you will find opportunists, you will find good people, you will find evil people, you will find, right? With that said as well, it goes right back to what I said in the beginning. If a person has not dealt with their own shadows, with who they are, right? And it's not an integral part of a practice, then unfortunately that is going to be the result. But there's beauty in it for me. And the beauty in spirituality and ubongoma is that when you do not have a set way, like in Catholicism, you said you're Catholic, they have a pope and a papacy that directs the rules, right? So that is what it is, and that is what you need to follow. When you have something like ubongoma in spirituality, it leaves it so open that it allows for you to practice it how you
want to practice it.
What resonates with you, you take it.
I'm hearing you, and I don't have any problem, and I'm learning. It's just me wondering, like your culture. You have your own culture, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So why in a younger corner, then ending up initiated by Nguni? What is your culture?
I'm Arabic.
You are Arabic as well.
Yes.
Why you didn't do everything there?
You can't answer that question because it's not us who actually decided, okay, I'm going to choose to go ephehleni ngothwasa.
Oh.
Idlozi khethile okay mele uthwasa. How do we answer that question?
Exactly. I was going to answer it in the same way. Like,
Angikhethanga uthwasa mina.
Okay.
I had much more dreams out there. Uhlala endumbeni, yabanda endumbeni siyagula. Silapha abantu thina siyagula futhi semele silapha abantu. It's our gift to have. That's why I believe as Sangoma's traditional healers out there, we are all unique. We are unique. We are beautiful souls. People don't see Sangomas as beautiful souls, but we are so unique in our own different ways that's why khona laba balapha emanzini, khona laba bazolapha with over your hands, khona laba basebenza imuthi. That's why we are so unique, because we are gifted. We are not just an ordinary, that's like just a natural person. We're gifted because we're gifted with the third eye. And especially when your third eye is giftedly open wide, where it shows, it's so bright, it's more brighter in your other eyes, to be honest with you. That's why when people look and they look down at Sangomas, I think the more, and we are not the only two Sangomas out there in this industry in South Africa. We are many. We are actually growing. There are many. We are thousands out there.
But you are only two now on my table as I proceed.
But as I'm just saying, so I would love everyone just to look at us the same, as we're all humans after all.
Okay.
Well, for me, I such a maybe being guided to different teachers, which has maybe made me a more holistic person, right? And I can decipher in the way that I practice what resonated with me. When I went to Petluene, it wasn't the Gobela only teaching me. It was like the student teaching the Gobela too. We had a two-way learning, It wasn't just a one-way street that this is what must and must. What we also got to be careful of is to try and put spirituality in a box and make it dogmatic, right? Because then we're now making it what religion is.
Okay,
Right.
that's interesting.
So it's not because this Mkulu did that ritual and that is how it must be. The art in it as well, like I'm an artist. The art in healing is taking what works and what doesn't work. Like most of my medicine, for example, that I use and believe in is from South America because
Wow.
I feel that resonates with me and resonates with Matlozi. And I also bring a lot of Arab culture and Arab stuff into my practice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. But now I hear you guys and I respect you guys, but maybe it's a question that I need to ask myself and the munchies. Why? Because people who initiate white are blacks. Or maybe because you guys are
Not
here
all,
now.
not all.
Not
Sorry,
all.
Not all.
I didn't understand.
I was
People
saying, I'm
who-
asking myself, most people who initiate white are blacks.
Not all.
Oh, okay, educate me.
I know a lot of people actually, and I was speaking to one of my friends from Cape Town. He's a colored guy, Sangoma.
Okay.
Gobela Waki, he's Indian,
Oh, okay.
from Durban.
Okay.
So when he was asking me more about my Gobela, and I was explaining him, and then I asked him about his Gobela, and he sent me a photo. I was like, Mangele, nam ngithi hayibo. It's like, no, it's an Indian guy. I was like, wow, that's why in this, as you said, it's a school. Mpand it's a school. Sangomas, you learn every day, and we're here to learn. And I was like so amazed. I was like, okay, so basically, tomorrow you'll find out that it's not just only African people, Amagobela. We have Atola. In this world, in South Africa we live in, you're going to find tomorrow that Namakalatsi, Lwabelungu, there's, okay, now there are Gobelas, and now our students are going to be Africans. How do you, I must explain you, okay, why did those African students come to me, chose me to be the Gobela? As you said, why did we choose? We did not choose, as I said. Idlozi yakhetha.
Okay. Okay.
So if I ask you, right, have you consulted?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Why should I consult?
Okay. So what sparks your interest?
On what now?
Ubongo.
Phew. You are not serious now.
I need a
Okay,
sip
tell
of
me more.
champagne for that.
I also need a sip. It's becoming interesting now. Talk to me, Mkulu.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is I'm just interested. What sparks your interest?
Oh my goodness, I was not expecting this. I will reserve my answer because I don't want to fumble answering your question. But anyway, I don't know.
I think let's get back to Ngomen.
No, we can't.
Oh, we can't.
Yeah. Are you fine me saying maybe I'll answer you this? Because I don't want to fumble unless you've got something to tell me.
Yes, I do have something to tell you.
Please tell me on camera.
So, if something sparks an interest in a subject, or something sparks an interest in a person, or something sparks an interest, where does it come from? It's like an idea. When you look at everything around you, it's an idea, right?
Okay.
But the idea comes from somewhere.
Okay.
Where does it come from? In the same vein, right? You can say I landed up in Pehlwen.
Oh, I get you.
And you can say, even if it was an idea, even if it was an interest, even if it was a choice, what sparked it?
I agree with you there.
I get you. I get you. Thank you. Can we proceed?
Sure.
You wanted to say something next
Yeah.
before I proceed to my questions.
I wanted to just say that everyone works differently in Dumbin. Coming back to you when you said there's some things you work in your Arab way. Funny enough, I'm Arab as well. And in my Ndumba, 99%. If ngizosebenza nabantu angeke believe what's ngimlungu. I don't know what is it, but when I go into trance, idlozi yavuka ke. Ngiyahlola ke ngesiZulu. 99% everything it comes in African language. It's what I even ask myself when my ancestors leave and I watch videos of myself. I'll be like, how? That's why it's a spirit. It's a very powerful spirit. When you come out of trance, even yourself, you'll be amazed how you look, the things you said, things what you would never want to say to someone, you say it. You can't control it. It's how you can't control your calling. When I believe that for everyone out there, and if they believe, okay, they are feeling like they're scared to go epichlweni, or if you have a calling, take it, because your life will just be messed up if you run away from it. Since I'm done following my things, ngiyasebenza ke ngilapha abantu kakhulu, and 80% it's not on muti or if ngiyahlola namathambo. When I go in spirit, I don't only look at the bones. My visions will tell me what this person needs done. Sometimes it can get healed without even taking one medicine off my shelf, just by laying my hands over the person. That's why we work differently, and I believe it's very unique in their own ways.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, 100% I believe that we're all unique in our own way. And a lot of the times I also don't really understand why we need to be in competition with each other, or we need to speak down on each other.
100%.
Even when you perceive somebody to be doing the wrong things, or whatever you perceive as wrong. I mean, my teacher always taught us that what we got to remember is that the perceived good and the perceived bad all come from the same place. It's one in the same. And I go right back to it. It's dependent on you and your interpretation and how you work in with the Lozi, you know? But remember, I'm talking about perceived good and perceived bad in the sense of the work. When you have gobelas that are raping Thwasanas and doing all of these types of things, I can never agree with that on any level, right? So it boils down to what I said is, if people are doing that, it's something within them that they need to correct, and something within them that they need to look at, and not run away and say it's their Lozi, you know. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
People like, my Lozi makes me drink 10 cases of beers, you know.
What if
They like to blame it.
What if Madozi are doing that? But anyway, I'm joking.
They like to blame it at Etlozini, and I think it's totally wrong, because how can I even put it? As I said first time, there's a lot of crime in Yangon. There's a lot. I believe the thing I would love, one thing to change in this industry with sangomas. If I have something to do with changing one thing, I would love to change for Amakobela to stop abusing Amathwasana, for stop making them slavery. Because when you go in there for your own things to deal with, you go in there to fix your own life. I'm told you are not going there to be a domestic worker. You are going there to heal your ancestors. You are going there to give your ancestors what they want for your own healing. When you get there, that some days you will even forget Meluvu Hilos, because 99% you are clean. Wash abatwa. For example, some parents, you get young gobelas, their students, their own kids are so young. Us who's double their age must actually go and change nappies, feed them. That's your child, that's your responsible. I never came here for that, I came here to do my own things, and that's to learn. Muti, ujabulisi lami, ufunda izinto idlozi lami what they need. They need what they need, not yet to come to be a slavery.
Okay, thank you. Now, just for me, umsamo.
Thakaze.
Umsamo. I want us to discuss indaba yomsamo and ukungeniswa kwabantu abadala ekhaya. So I just want to understand, as you guys,
Okay.
you are white, guys. Nimhlophe.
Actually, to be honest, Arabs we are not under
We are
white.
not white.
We are not white. So that's what I always try to do. No, simhlophe ngekhala. But in the olden days, my dad used to tell me that in the racist time when they were raised like apartheid, but African people, yeah, Abelungu, Bahlalile, angazi if it was like that. I wasn't born then. My dad told me that when it's like they go watch a movie, they would take my dad and put him by the African side because we fall under the colored side. Asebelungu. I'm an Arab.
Colored.
We under
Okay,
colored.
it's fine, but still in Lungu.
Yebo.
Talk
And
English,
simhlophe
talk English,
sibahle.
and then you guys are white.
Thokozani.
I'm just joking, darlings. Yes, let's talk about umsamo. Nokungeniswa kwabantu abadala. I just want to understand. Please educate me in your culture because our cultures are not the same. So I just want to understand. No, they are not the same.
No, they're definitely not the same.
Oh, the way you are looking at me is like you say, no, they are
No,
the same.
they're definitely not the same.
So the point where we are now, umsamo and ungeniswa kwabantu abadala ekhaya.
Okay. The way I was taught empanini amele ugene undawo umsamo uyagenisa endlini nomdawo ngithi excuse me and umdawo if you awugenisa umsamo ngemdawo it's pointless because mina ngithwasa umdawo nomnguni ngithi so before ugene umsamo endlini they call your family uzophahla. It's not about how your gobela brings umsamo wakho phakathi. It's how your family communicates with idlozi lakho when they are bringing you home. That's why they bring your elders in the front, a gate, to speak. So when my family brought me home with my gobela, 99% idlozi they are listening basically to my family. That's why they bring your elders in the front. So when they were talking to idlozi lami, obviously they were talking in my culture, that they're bringing their child home. That's how.
But they were talking in your culture.
Yes.
But other things you were doing them in Nguni
In
culture.
Nguni nomdawo.
I'm lost now. Anyway, it's fine. I'm coming back. Yes, Ketla.
So I think it's the same for me, right? And the one thing we need to understand about Arab culture, for example, is we are extremely big on family lineage.
Very big.
Very big. I can list my tribe names going back centuries. It's part of us. So it's the same as in African culture, right? Another thing that we need to understand is that if there was ever very close similarities between cultures, it would be African and Arab. You say you can separate them, but it's not easy.
Definitely won't be easy.
Yeah.
It won't be easy. Okay. Now I'm back. Why, when you are initiated in Nguni culture, but when they are taking you back home, they use your culture?
They have to because umsamo idlozi lakho.
I feel like
Umsamo untuntu yakho. It's your ancestors. It's where you connect.
Yeah, I also feel like I also feel like we're not looking at it in. I think maybe reframe the way you're looking at it. Right?
Okay.
So, like I said, take away the thinking of culture.
Okay.
Lose that.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that is because culture comes in only in a way of doing. It's not in the way of speaking to spirit.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely for me. I don't know the viewer. For me, I don't know the viewer because I just learned something from you. But proceed.
Yeah, because everything that you do ritualistically, right, it is kind of what you're doing. It's like my teacher, one of my teachers said to me, you know, and this was in the sense of South American shamanism. You don't communicate to spirit out of your head. You communicate with spirit out of your heart. A good healer has to open up their heart center. It's not thought, it's not thinking.
Or thinking, guessing, yeah.
Because if you think about it, there's a very fine line between reality and delusion, right? And for me personally, I don't want to be delusional about what I'm doing. I'm quite agnostic in that sense, right? Something's got to make sense. It's got to make sense to me in the physical, in the reality. So it's like praying. If somebody prays for you in Spanish
And you don't understand
and you don't
it.
understand it, does it mean now that you got to go learn Spanish? You feel it, right?
Also, Ketla, thank you.
Very good answer.
Thank you. No, not yet good, honey. You're still proceeding. Okay, so Ketla Nyaguzo, you are saying that so everything is all about feeling it.
Yes,
1000%.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Ask yourself, let me ask you a question. Do you feel something or you think it?
I will reserve my answer because right now I am interviewing you. Thank you.
That answer.
Do you want to say something?
Yes, just to get back where you said you feel something. For example, if you go to a church and they're praying over you. Sometimes in Zogena, for example, esonto ezamazayo, just for experience. And they'll be praying in the way they pray. And where I would feel this thing. And then I'll be like, wow. Would they want me now to go tomorrow to pray over them the way they are praying? No, it's about feeling it. When I pray over my patients or I'm healing, it's not about what they are thinking I'm saying, or it's about how they are feeling while I'm talking to them, how they are feeling about my healing, how they are getting emotional. That's why when you get emotional, it's your feelings. I just don't want to say it because I'm talking for me. 80% of my patients, when they leave my ndumba yakhala. Funny why? Because they felt what happened in that surgery. Because when we're praying over you or doing a reading over you, they're feeling the power of Idlozi. Yabona. That's why you can never ever say to yourself, okay, how do I ever one day retire from this? Because one day, like I was thinking to myself the other day, I wanted to actually retire, give up all this. And you can't, because funny enough, tomorrow you wake up, you are back in the same position. That's why you are giftedly calling. Your calling is to be in your ndumba to heal people. And let me tell you, I love it with all my heart. I respect sangomas out there. It's not an easy job for us, what we're doing.
Okay. Do you want to say something or should I proceed?
Yeah. I want to say something on that, you know. It's also about reversing the question with regards to Gobelas who are doing A, B, C, D. It's also about people and the perceptions of what we're supposed to be, right? We can get messages at midnight about dreams. Yeah, I got this dream.
Correct.
Right? I always tell people, why do they look at us like we have to do stuff for them for free? You can't phone a doctor at midnight for free. You can't go into a consultation room. If I tell you, people also don't look, are so stuck in the physical that if I told you you've got a serious illness right now, you've got cancer, you do everything in your power to find the money to try and heal that. Right? But if I say to you that spiritual sicknesses out there are worse than cancer, Actually, cancer is just a manifestation of something that went wrong with you spiritually. But then you don't want to pay me. You don't want me to do the work that I need to do.
Okay,
So it works both ways.
It works both ways. So amadlozi all right.
Arab.
Please. I will
Yeah,
say
it's
white.
Mlung. We are not white.
Yeah. Okay, Arabians.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, so the clothes that Nguni Dlozis wear, is it the same clothes the Arabs wear?
No.
Okay.
The Arabs wear different clothes, but it depends on Msamawak, it depends on clothes like what clothing they want. Young Tola. Depends. Like some days I will get a vision, I'll wake up and my Ndumba needs this and that. From my Arab culture, I will go and do it. I'll go and put it there. But 80% or 90% of time, Zimgu Nimda in the Ndumba, it's how it works. It's how you connect with your spirit. That's why it's spiritually gifted clothes.
Okay.
So I look at this yet again differently, right? I believe that the clothing is an interpretation, is just a physical interpretation of what is actually being shown, right? A lot of the times we get given the color of beads or something in a dream, and we feel now that we have to wear it, and miraculously something's going to change for us. No. The first thing we need to look at is, what is the meaning of that, right?
Beautiful.
What is the meaning of the color of that body? So the gift is actually what they're telling me symbolically, their spirit symbolic language, what they're telling me that I need to change or what I need to look at for myself first. You know, they asked me once, what is my definition of shamanism? And I say the wounded healer, because we heal through our own wounds. So the understanding of what is the color of the body, what do I need to do, comes first before wearing it. Wearing it is just encompassing the energy. Or wearing it is maybe just so people can see that I'm encompassing that energy. But it's not about the clothes. It's deeper than that. It's not about what you're wearing.
Okay, it's deeper than that.
Or maybe it's sometimes how you also taught at Mpetweni.
Yeah.
Yabon? So the way I was taught at Mpetweni, Intuntu, it must be covered with sheet. There's specific buy for this, there's specific for this. So it stays running through, you understand. But sometimes you do it because of, okay, it's the way you were taught. To be honest with you, also there.
But like I'm saying to you, I'm totally different. I'm not just going to take what I'm taught. I want to have a deeper understanding of the reasoning behind it. You know, why am I doing that, and what does it energetically encompass? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times the gobelas don't even tell you what they're putting in your bola and your mtuntu. Yeah, it can be to cover it so that you can never really explore what it is.
So you ask them.
That's why you can ask, yeah. But you do get good and bad in every culture and every religion. You do get good and you do get bad. But I believe bad does not go unpunished. Evil does not go unpunished. So if they're planning evil while I'm there to do good, it's not going to come my way. Good's going to come my way because I'm there with good thoughts. They're going to get punished because they're planning bad.
100%. But yeah, also there's a fine line between the perception of good and bad, right?
Okay. Now, idlozi labantu abamhlophe Lwabelungu umalgida
Hayi ke.
Kugita, like how
It
does
depends.
Lwabelungu dance and sing?
It
What
depends
type
on
of dances
that
and
day.
songs?
It depends how they want to go and do their thing. It depends on them. It's not because okay, melu kita so it happens like that. You must go and do like that. No, that's why sometimes when I watch some videos of white people kita, angisheki because idlozi labo bayagida kanje. So leave them to enjoy the idlozi lakho. Angithi uyajabulisa idlozi lakho. Ugida ujabulisa idlozi lakho.
Kehlala?
Same, 100%.
Okay, same. Yeah.
100%.
Oh, okay. You know why I'm asking? Because we've got Scottish, those white people, and we've got ballet, Guning, Jane at the ballroom. So I was just
But yet,
curious.
Because yet again,
It's
right?
just
it's not
dance.
Yeah, if you guitar, you can be the like people think that you have to guitar in a particular way,
Yeah.
and that makes you a good healer.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do.
Sorry
with
to
it.
interrupt you. You can be the best on that dance floor, but in Dumbena was next. You are
Yeah.
pointless. Enyangeni, it's not about ukita.
Exactly.
It's about usebenza indumbeni, ulapha abantu on a daily basis. Do you work as a doctor? You're not a dancer, you're a doctor.
But it's part of it, Mos. It's not part of.
Yeah, it's part of it, but that's different because you are jabulisi.
Because you're looking at it again
You are not
from
as
the
a-
culture of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, but I balance.
like this, there's
Balance.
99% in Kitin, it's about competition.
Okay, we're
It's
not
about-
there. We're not there.
It's about competition.
Competition,
And
cheers, Angoma, and what.
yeah,
Let me hear your
because there's a
thoughts
lot
on
of
this one.
competition in this industry.
Okay.
It's like I second Nicole. It's not about the guitar. It's not about
Amen.
the beautiful buys that you can wear. It's not even about the beads that you wear. It's about
It goes
the
down.
work. Step into the Ndumba.
Get in there.
So you haven't consulted?
As you never consulted, come to, as you said,
It's the
Lwabelungu,
first.
come to the whites and get a reading. And then you tell me if we sinedlozi or sithengile idlozi eShoprite.
Liyathiwa ngathi idlozi.
Some of them are. There's a lot of emathwaseni basemaphehlweni 80% abanedlozi.
Oh, okay.
They're doing it because of fashion manje. 99% everyone wants to be amasangoma. Before you walk in the mall, you can't even see two sangomas in the mall. Now every second person bafaka amabhayi. It's like
So how much is to buy idlozi? Mkhulu,
With me,
your comment on this?
I don't sell idlozi.
Okay, darling, that was nice. Yeah. Okay, now I just want to understand. I'm asking questions.
yes, we're definitely
But
answering.
how we evoke Lwabelungu?
I beg yours.
How do we evoke Lwabelungu?
It depends on yourself. How do you connect with your ancestors? So most of 99% of the sangomas back, right with the palm of your arms, apparently you have Uisidlos. It depends on you. Like sometimes I can be sitting nightlos, it just can come. It depends on you. That's why it's very hard to see those lamb. They just don't come anywhere, anyhow.
You want to see my clothes? Yeah, I can bring it now.
That would be lovely.
I would love that.
That would be lovely.
So the thing is, when it comes to evoking idlozi, I did a practice which we call shamanic journey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you practice it, and that is what I was saying. It comes from working with your heart center.
Anyway, when we're done here, I want to sit with you. I want you to teach me more about the shamanism.
Okay, no problem.
But proceed.
And through the shamanic journey, I mean, it has, for me, it hasn't even become it hasn't. I've been doing it for so long. It's not even about needing to evoke the idlozi in a particular way, or I can evoke or call on my idlozi at any time.
So when you call
For me, the harder part is drawing the boundaries to say, okay, we're not working now. right? That's harder than just evoking the Lozi for me.
So when you're evoking your losses, do they talk English, Zulu? What's going
maybe on
on?
that day.
Afrikaans, Western Afrikaans. Do you understand Afrikaans?
So I go so deep into the trance that 90% of the time I don't remember what was being said.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
But the people that tell me sometimes say they were speaking Arabic, they didn't understand, or you know.
That's interesting.
Can I get back to the topic where I said these days amasangoma, they are doing it because of fashion?
Oh,
It's not
Jumbo say.
amasangoma. Yeah, it's not amasangoma's fault. It's amakobela. Because most of the time you go for uzohlola. As you said, they see, okay, maybe Lwabelungu manje. Like I would test sometimes, I would read nothing to show me sangoma. And I just wanted to go see. First thing, bazothi yazini, I see une-choline.
You go and hlola.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I want to
to
taste out there. You must taste the coffees. And most of Abakobela these days, if it's the way I actually, I've been around in this industry for many years.
Ketla, so you take off your
For our
Zamboma thing,
disguise,
and
and
then
makeup ne week.
you go and
Yeah.
see a
Bazothi,
healer.
that's why ngiyagqoka as a woman, because while they know they're ready, like already been there. So most of the sangomas, if you go uzohlola, 80%, I'm not saying all, or let's say 50%. First thing bazothi, okay, baboni moto, okay, this person came. Hey, ngiyabona unedlozi wena, mele uthwase. And ngiyabona if awuthwase, and I think it was about to mele uthwase la. So obviously that person's going to leave scared, thinking, okay, if I'm twasila ngizoshona, or it's what they've been told. And that person knows there's nothing, I don't have those. They'll even tell okay, now fagili amabai manje, so twasan, fukit those. The person, you are faking, I'm not those. You can see as a professional sangoma, there's no ancestors there, but they are faking. And you are watching someone, you're ruining someone's life because they are personally, inside of them, they are doing things what's not them. Mm. It's painful, it's so painful because by right, that person's supposed to not even go on my buy. But because of your financial life, you see it's an opportunity for you, you're doing that to you. You think your life's going to be, you're going to gain something, you won't. You're gaining for that moment, but in the end, you're going to lose more.
So that's why I was asking you guys a question when we started. Ukuthi, I'm just putting on the table. Ukuthi, are we supposed to initiate white people, and why most of the time blacks? But you corrected me.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, no, it's not only blacks, even whites.
Because it's actually good. It's a nice answer because it's nice when you're out there as a professional sangoma and you don't have a board outside your house. Lang ya twasisa, lang sangoma, what come. And you find yourself every day, unama patients. The next day, you get amatwasan coming to you. They dreamt of you. That means, that means I must be your kobe because you dreamt of me. That means your losses are real there.
Okay, yeah.
So when it comes to that, it's, I try my best, like not to tell somebody that. Yeah.
Because it's not a nice thing. It's not a nice journey to take.
And I also
it's a painful journey.
Yeah, and I
Very
try to
painful.
find ways, in working around it for a while before actually saying, okay.
Explaining the person.
Yeah. Because I know, that it's not easy, number one. And I know, number two, that I just don't want to be one of those.
That's why when I get patients, sorry to interrupt
No
you,
problem.
and I see, okay, this patient knows for a fact unehlos, knows for a fact that melutwase, and they come to me for a second opinion. No, I tell them, there's another way before getting a patient. You can take a candle, but please, for now I'm not ready. Because I wouldn't just want you to pack up and go, because it's not an easy journey. And it's not also a day or 2 days journey and then you come back home. It's a long process. I will tell them, okay, for me, yes, I see you do have ancestors, but I'm not saying you must twasa. That's up to you. But what I think you should do, where my ancestors will show me, okay, use 1, 2, and 3. I'll take 1, 2, and 3, and maybe some candles. I'll tell them, follow this process for a month or a 7-day course. Let's see how you. Maybe that's all my was what all they wanted was that.
The recognition.
Just some connection, and they were fine. But where they were told at other hlola or other traditions that they must go now to trust otherwise, and that's a lie. Manganje. It's just a lie.
So let's come here now.
Because why would your closest want to kill you? They say you'll die. Why would your closest want to kill you? Your closest is supposed to be protecting you. Why would they want to kill you?
Okay. Before coming to you, so tell me, my love, when I vele you go and hlola vele
Yeah.
while you are sangoma,
Yeah,
just to test
futhi
the
mina
waters.
ngithanda izinto
Eh,
kakhulu. So I like to explore out there what is other sangomas up to ending yabo. I like to learn. Ngiyafunda every day. Enyangeni ngiyafunda. I'm in this industry more than 22 years, but I'm still learning every day. Ngiyafunda.
Oh, I went like
Uyafunda,
Let's go
okay.
to Ketha. Ketha, yes, you wanted to give your comment on what we were talking about?
Yeah, no, I made my comment. I don't do that. I mean, well, I've never tried. It's a good one.
You should
Yeah,
try it.
it's a good one.
It's actually funny for me in a way. I go there when I'm bored. Because there's nothing I don't know yet about myself. I just want to see, are everyone out there, are they the real deals? As they say they are.
Okay, I think I need your word of wisdom. Then we close this and then we take a break. Then I come back with
Okay.
Umkhulu.
No
Your word of wisdom. We spoke about so many things. Anyway, I was not fighting with anybody, my
Of
munchies.
course,
I
of
was
course.
just asking questions and my questions were answered. And thank you so much. So right now, your word of wisdom to whoever that is watching this show. And I did say, if you want to leave your numbers or whatever social media platform, please do so.
So, word of wisdom is when you see sangomas out there from any other race, know that they also didn't make a choice one day, woke up and said, I want to be a sangoma, you know. It's not easy. It's not a journey that somebody chooses that they want to take just out of the blue. Yeah, and they're going through the most as they are there, and they went through the most as they are there, and they should be equally respected.
100%. My word of wisdom is actually, I agree with you, that everyone should stop looking at the skin color now, and let's stand together as one, as traditional healers. Let's unite as traditional healers out there, and let's make this country and this world a better place. So was
My munchies and thoughts family, thank you so much for watching this episode. And of course, I had so much fun with my two white mulungus. Guys, please note that I don't take you for granted. And thank you so much for spending time with me and the munchies.
The munchies.
Yes.
Cheers.
We cheers, we drink, because I'm going to have a bad sex for 7 years. On that note, Sarah, goodbye.